So today we're going to talk a little bit about complementary therapies. So hyperbaric oxygen can be in and of itself considered a complementary medicine or treatment in that it's not something you normally can do on your own. Something like exercise, breathing is something you do on your own, but by adding the extra pressure from the chamber, you're kind of hacking into the system a little bit to give it some extra oxygen so your body can have a little boost. Similar to taking a vitamin to give you a boost of energy, a boost of vitamins, a boost of minerals, so your body can have a little bit extra in its cups to do what it has to do. And I'm glad I said cups because cupping is one of those complementary therapies that I often see completely misused. And then people try to bullshit their way into explaining why you're bruised and say that it's toxins coming out of the body. Absolutely wrong. Do not trust anybody who tries to bullshit you why they bruised you and how that's helping you. We all know that if you do something and you cause a bruise, you've hurt yourself. There is no such thing as healthy bruising. A bruise is a bruise. You've damaged the blood vessels under the skin. They have broken and leaked out, causing an internal scar or an internal scab. If you cut your skin and the blood gets out, you know how it cakes on and closes up the hole so you don't bleed to death? Well, internally it does the same thing. Those are known as bruises. If they are significant, we call them hematomas. They are gigantic blood clots inside the body, but not inside the blood vessel where they could cause damage if they break free and get to the heart or the brain. So why do I get such a feeling when I talk about cupping? Because I see so many people doing it wrong. See, there's two ways to do cupping. The ancient ways of bloodletting was to actually pierce the skin, cause a little bleeding, and use the suction cup to suck out the actual blood. This was done with leeches in ancient times, but it could also be done with cups. Some ancient cultures used animal horns since they are hollow inside and they can suck the air out and cause that suction to the skin. But cupping is supposed to be done as a bloodletting process if it's done in that manner. That's the one that removes toxins. So you can't remove toxins if you don't break the skin and allow the blood to get out. Think of a mosquito squirting its toxin into your body after it sucks your blood for food. That toxin is inside your body. If you were to pierce the wound or the spot that swells up from the mosquito bite and put a suction cup on it, you would literally suck out the poison, and therefore you wouldn't be itchy and swollen anymore. That is correct use of bloodletting type cups. The other use is for scar or adhesion removals. That's the type where you put the suction cup on and you slide it back and forth. As you slide it back and forth, some of the skin is sucked up into the cup, which lifts it off of the body, off of the muscles or the bones, depending on where you are, and allows those layers to break free. See, the layers of your body are not stuck together. Your skin is free to move all around your body. In fact, if there were too many adhesions, it would be like wearing really tight clothes. It'd be really hard to bend all of your joints. Scleroderma is one of those disease processes where the elastin properties of your skin start to harden, and it becomes very difficult for those people to move, and they develop all sorts of joint issues as well as heart issues. But if you notice anyone who has that, their skin looks really, really tight. So what you want is you want your skin to be free to move. So using the cups in a manner of a moving suction cup would work very well. In fact, in therapy, we use it quite a lot. We use it for post-surgical patients who have scars that have caused adherences and they don't move very well. We try to lift that skin and mobilize it. Deep tissue massage will do the same thing. However, a deep tissue massage is pressing down on the skin trying to break it free. Both work very well. But what you don't want to do is take these suction cups and just leave them on the skin for a few minutes to the point that they cause giant red marks. In fact, I've seen quite a few places who've tried to explain away the bruising and damage they cause to your skin by saying, oh, here's what it looks like if you're normal. Here's what it looks like if you have a lot of toxins. Here's what you have if your ki isn't in line. Bullshit. Sorry, I call it like I see it. You're explaining how you bruised somebody and you don't want them to sue you. So if you go to somebody who wants to do bloodletting and remove toxins, they need to pierce the skin and leave the suction cups on and allow that blood to come out. Or if you simply want better mobility, you want to not be so sore after a workout, or you want to do it as a regular maintenance, they should use one suction cup and slide it over the skin. In therapy, we also do what we call skin rolling. It's the same thing, but using your fingers to do the same work. A good massage therapist would do the same thing. Getting those adhesions to break up will give you more freedom of movement. One of the other tools that we use are known as gua sha or graston tools or IA stem. And they're metal tools, sometimes plastic, depending on who you go to and what they're using. And they're used to do that deep tissue massage. One of the funny things is it was also invented from a therapeutic standpoint to break up adhesions. It basically was used by a gentleman who did a lot of manual therapy and said, my thumbs hurt. I wish I had a tool I could hold in my hand so my thumb didn't have to work so hard when I did all this deep tissue work on people. So he invented the tools. And the tools come in various shapes and sizes and pointiness and sharp edges or blunt edges, all depending on where you want to get those adhesions broken up. Obviously, if you want a broader adhesion release, something more like skin or fascia in bigger muscles like your quads or your hamstrings, you use a broader tool and you stroke it up and down the skin, trying not to push so hard that the person wants to stand up off of the massage table or treatment table, but hard enough to actually get in. Now, a good therapist knows how to feel for the proper depth through the tools. It's an extension of your hands, and as you get good with the tool, you can actually feel the speed bumps of muscle knots, spasms, adhesions, things like that. But also, these tools are often used so intensely that they cause bruising. Now, with the cups or with the graston type tools, people get the bruise, but they feel better. Well, two reasons is why you feel better. One is you broke up the adhesions, but caused damage, so you released endorphins. Endorphins are your body's natural painkillers. If you can release endorphins, you will feel better. It's a natural painkiller. But you also release the adhesions, so you move better. And in moving better, you get more blood flow, you get more circulation, you get more lymph return. And so you actually get better in spite of the damaging therapy that happened. Now, if you could do the graston tools and the suction cups without causing that bruising, you would be even better, even faster. So my biggest issue with any of these therapies is not that they're a problem, it's that people are using them wrong and getting results that are positive in spite of using them wrong. I can use a lot of things the wrong way and still end up in the same result, but if I use these tools properly, I'll get there quicker and more complete. What I don't want to see people doing is causing more skin damage, more muscle damage by causing broken blood vessels. Because in the long run, broken blood vessels will restrict blood flow. It will restrict oxygen. It will restrict nutrition to the area. You don't want to get older with damaged skin. We don't like sunburn because it ruins our skin. We don't like scars. They ruin our skin in the future. Now, I know the future is tough to kind of work against. People's concept of how long the future is only a couple of years. So you're not really concerned with what you're going to look like at 70 and 80 when you're 30 and 40 and you're working out at CrossFit and doing all these crazy therapies. But trust me, I've seen it. Bruising the skin does not make you better in the long run. It barely makes you better in the short run, and probably not because it's doing the right thing, but because you're causing so much pain and damage, your body thinks you're dying and releases pain-killing endorphins. So we don't want to see you guys using tools the wrong way. Another common one is the hypervolt or the therapeutic massage guns. Again, these are great tools to use, often misused and misused in a manner that's too intense. So if you happen to have a gun or you know somebody that has a gun, the key with using these therapeutic guns is not to push them down into the body. Two reasons. One, you're going to ruin the motor in the machine if you're pushing too hard against it and not allowing that motor to flow freely like it's supposed to. It's like putting the brakes on and trying to drive your car at the same time. You're just irritating the machine. The other reason is it's meant to be vibration therapy, as well as a little bit of a deep tissue massage. Vibration is excellent at overriding pain because the nerves that conduct vibration sense are big and strong and fast. Pain nerves and nociceptors, they're very small. So if you can override them, you do. That's why when you smash your thumb with a hammer after you're done cursing and yelling and hopping around like a fool, you shake your hand and you squeeze your thumb. Vibration and pressure help relieve pain. They basically just confuse the brain long enough for your brain to say, okay, let's take an inventory of what just happened and decide whether or not it's really bad or not so bad. And then you stop shaking your thumb and squeezing it because then it doesn't hurt so bad anymore. So if you want to use the gun, go ahead and use it. But do not press it down into your body as hard as you can. If you need a deeper massage, use a different tool. It comes with a lot of different heads and attachments that are meant to be a little more broad, a little softer, a little rounded. Some are meant to be a little more pointy. Some are meant to go deep into the bone or deep into the muscle, but you have to make sure you avoid the bone. Vibration and pounding on a bone isn't going to feel well, especially since a lot of your nerves are kind of attached to where those bones are and where they're sticking out. Think of your funny bone in your kneecap and your ankles. You start hitting the bone with that gun, you're going to be in a lot of pain, not just because of the pressure and the pounding on the bone, but because you're probably going to clip one of the nerves that goes around the bony edge. Not what you want to do with those guns. So again, a great tool, but you have to use it properly.